So we have our first question. You probably have read this in the pseudocode sheet that was shown to you. So this is question 1, where we had to write a pseudocode to print the value of sum 1 if it is less than sum 2. Now we're going to write it in Pascal. So as you can see, I started off already with my head in the program. So the program title, I've named it as smaller number. Access the Pascal library using CRT, and declare my variables sum1 and sum2 as real. Now, since it didn't really specify what numbers could be entered, I used real because I want to include decimal numbers. However, if you want to use the data type integer, that's just fine as well. Now, to write the program, you have to break down the program into partitions. So we're looking at the program question. It says we want to print the value of sum1 if it is less than sum2. So therefore, we're going to have to ask the user to enter two variables or two values, being sum1 and sum2. There is no processing because there's no assignment being done. There's an output where we have to print the smallest value, being sum1, and there's going to be a control statement or a structure, in this case a single selection, which is represented as if then. So let us begin. So in the body of our program, I'm going to prompt the user. So I'm going to put right line and single quotes, enter two values, or you could say enter two numbers if you like, and I'm going to terminate it with a semicolon. Then I'm going to allow that user to, I will put the single quote in read line. That's not for input statements. So I'm going to allow the user to enter the variables or values into sum1 and sum2. I'm going to terminate that line as well. All right. So now I need to write a control statement that will determine if sum1 is less than sum2. So indentation, we use the tab one, my bad. So I'm going to indent a bit. I'm going to type in my if, and the criteria is going to be sum1 is less than sum2. And then I'm going to end that with a then. So my criteria, sum1 is less than sum2, is going to be a requirement, a condition that needs to be met. If the condition is not met, then the program will terminate. If the condition is met, then it's going to print out that sum1 is less than sum2. All right, so after the then, indent, I'm going to begin. Okay, and then I'm going to put in my line of code where I say right line. All right, smaller. I'll change that a bit. I'm going to say sum1, and I'll put a comma. I'll put in an open quote is less than, and I'll close that off, and I'll put another comma there, sum2. You could rewrite this in a different way and say sum1 is less than, or sum1 is the smaller number, or you could have written small number is sum1. But I'm just writing it in a different way right now. So I'm going to terminate that line, and then I will terminate this single selection with an end, with a semicolon. All right. Then I'm going to put a little note or another right line where I'm going to say press enter to terminate the program. right? Because I'm not basically repeating. Ooh, missed the error right there, so I need to close that off, is just to make sure. And mind you, when you're coding, you're going to make mistakes, so just be mindful of that. You're going to have to go through your code and try to figure out where the mistakes are, where the errors are. So just take your time, and even if you do make mistakes, they can always be modified or changed. And after that, I want to put a read line. Now, if I don't put this read line here in the program is going to run and then it's going to close out. So that's where I put the read line. It's only when the read line is there, you're going to see that cursor blinking. Once I hit enter, then the program is going to terminate. So right now I have everything. I'm going to compile my project. So I'm going to save this as smaller underscore number, right? Save, and there's basically no errors, 0. Now I'm going to execute it. Okay, so we can see it right now, just like in our code. I have enter 2 values. Okay, this is going to take a while because how fast is checking the program. Wait a while. Alright, so back at it again. So this is our command line right here. So just like in our code, in our body we have write line, enter 2 values. We can see that right there. So I'm going to enter 2 values. So I'm going to say 9.5, enter, and I'm going to say 300.58. Okay. I see the code has worked, but I'm still seeing expressions. Alright, now to fix this, I'm going to have to make a modification into the code. Okay, so you can see right here, enter to terminate the program, the cursor is still blinking. So when I hit enter, the program is supposed to terminate. So I'm going to go back into my code. I'll click on continue. And I'm simply going to indicate that the variables that I'm using are decimal. So I'm going to start with colon 0 colon 2 for sum 1, and then I'm going to also apply it again for colon 0 colon 2 for sum 2. Alright, now when you have made modifications, please always remember to compile your code. If you don't, it's going to run the previous code that you had. So compile, there's no errors, go and execute, and then wait until Avast does its check. You'll notice right here that you will notice that the Avast is doing the search right here. Alright, and now that the program has run, let's run this again. Alright, so 9.5, 300.58, and as you can see, I have 9.5 and the extra 0 is less than 300.58. Alright, now if you want to easily make some changes to the code again, that's easy. So after this section, I'm going to put a right line here, and then I'm going to put a right line here. Alright, so this will give us ample spacing needed. So compile again. Oh, I made a mistake. See what I mean? Even a good coder will make mistakes. So I had right line there misspelled. So make the modifications. Go and compile. 0 errors. Execute. Wait till Avast has done its scan. Very annoying. The program's supposed to be running right now. Okay. So you can see the modifications. So I'm going to enter about the same numbers like last time. 9.5 and 358. So you can see in the previous program, this line was up here and this line was up here. So we can see the ample spacing needed. When we get into programming, we can position certain texts later on in the course. All right. See you in the next lesson.